Let's start this week with a little housekeeping. For those of you binging, last week you might have heard us teaming up with the people over at Fright Pub. Thanks again, guys. A major difference between our podcast and theirs is that theirs has a Chris. Chris is an actual sound engineer. So when you listen to this week's episode and find an incredible drop in quality, I had less than a week to find out how to make this work for 3 people. The great news is, while I was editing this, I decided to just go ahead and purchase all the things I needed to make our sound quality go up. So hopefully this is the last one like this. Second thing is, myself, Jason, and our guest this week had multiple conversations about how do you joke about cancer for an hour and a half. And since this is one of our longest episodes already, I'm going to make it a little longer with this intro and tell you a story. When I was a teenager, I found myself very lucky that in a time in my life that was very hard, I found a place to live with some guys from high school. And in this house we all shared, their mother was the matriarch, Linda. And if you've ever heard me talking on this and said, boy, that guy has some real stand-up values, you could probably thank Linda for that. Many of my better qualities in life come from her advice. She was a beautiful woman who had a penchant for taking in strays and runaways and making sure that they were loved. But let's fast forward a little bit to the day that I got the call to come and visit Linda in her hospice bed. And this is the time where you're supposed to hold hands and say your profound goodbyes to each other. And that's just what we did. And I really wish that I could tell you that I remembered what we said to each other, but I don't. Because I was distracted. In close proximity to where Linda lied dying, a television was loudly playing the 2003 movie The Hebrew Hammer, starring Adam Goldberg and Andy Dick, about a streetwise rabbi trying to save Hanukkah in the vein of 70s blaxploitation movies. I'm telling you this for 2 reasons. First, death is rarely poetic like it is in these movies. More often than not, it's sudden, sad, foolish, stupid, and sometimes even a little funny. The second reason I'm telling you this is because I wanted to just try to see if I can get Suzie to cry one more time on this podcast. Thanks again, Suzie, and welcome to You've Got Mails.
CJ, I need you to stop sobbing into that Nicolas Cage body pillow for just like an hour and a half, and we can get through this, and then you can go back to crying. Is that cool with that?
But Laura Dern was in a towel.
She was. Welcome to You Got Mails, everybody. I'm Jason. I'm here with CJ, and it is a momentous occasion. We have our first guest ever
and couch.
And we have a couch. We're not in lawn chairs again.
All right, sorry, I stepped on this.
That's okay. Suzie, welcome, Suzie. We've brought in our very own literary expert. And I say that because CJ and I haven't read a book since, I don't know, when did they stop issuing TV guides? I don't know when that was.
Yeah, I have not read a book in years. Somebody gave me an Adderall at work once. That was the last time I read a book, and that was about 6 years ago.
All right. Well, Suzie, welcome.
Hi, friends.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
I reread this book on Thursday.
And
it's as sad as I remember.
And you read the book but hadn't seen the movie, correct?
Correct. Saw the movie yesterday. Thanks for ruining my weekend, guys.
I'm sorry. The movie we're going to be talking about is 2014's The Fault in Our Stars.
We just ended The Fault.
Oh, that's sad.
You know what I should say? When Suzie says she read this on Thursday, she literally was like, I'm going to read this book real quick this afternoon before I watch the movie. As if like the same way that I will text and say, hey, I'm making a sandwich before I head over.
I couldn't even imagine.
I'm glad you guys picked your sappiest friend for this movie.
Well
done, guys.
You picked this movie for yourself. Your name was on the list for a reason. So why?
Drinking? Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We have a so for our listeners at home, this is not, this is not something that anybody can do, at least not right now. But we have some close friends that listen to the podcast that have expressed an interest in being on for a movie here. And we probably maybe have 5 movies on the list that have a name next to them. So why this one? Or were you too drunk to remember?
I don't know. I don't know why I would have picked this one.
Because you hadn't even seen the movie. That's surprising. I thought maybe this was like...
No, I already told you guys I didn't wear eye makeup in case I start crying again.
Me neither.
I'm fragile.
Same here.
Can I just...
Sorry.
I don't want to bury the lead, and I don't want to get too far ahead, but I didn't cry.
You didn't?
No, I came close. There's only one movie so far that we've done in over a year that I've cried, and that was Titanic, which I'd seen before.
You cried during Titanic?
Oh, when they show the old couple in the bed when the boat's going down, I fucking lost it. Like, that was, like, I think, I always almost cry during Love Actually. When
it's over.
It's the guy love. It's the manager and
Friend
the musician.
love.
Yeah, that's what gets me. And it was that and this, too. We'll get to the part where it wasn't the romance. It wasn't Gus and Hazel. It was Gus and his buddy. Like, that's when I almost lost it. And I didn't, though. But that was when I came close.
I might have cried in the shower thinking about this movie earlier.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just heartless. I couldn't bring myself to cry. Not that I couldn't I didn't try. I just couldn't do it. But this is a sad movie. Like, it's a depressing fucking movie. So let's get into it. Let's try to make cancer funny, everybody, huh? What do you say?
Yeah. Can you call me Big C for this movie?
I don't think we should. I think that's in poor taste.
Look, cancer can be funny. Everybody here in this room has lost somebody to cancer.
Yeah.
Everybody that's listened to this has lost something to cancer.
Yeah.
It's just something that fucking happens now, right? Like, it is a common occurrence.
I mean, I do find that I cope with grief usually by poking fun, but yeah, so I guess we'll find out.
I feel like I'm prepped for this. I'm ready.
All right. Okay.
I'm wiggling my shoulders.
I'm ready.
CJ's going to be the comedic relief. All right, so the movie, as I said, 2014's A Fault in Our Stars, based on a novel written by Suzie?
John Green.
John Green, thank you. I have this in my notes, but I forgot already.
Who, thankfully, is not problematic.
Oh, that's good.
Really?
He is not.
Yeah.
No, I looked it up to make sure again.
Not yet. Give him time. Everybody becomes problematic given enough time. But this movie focuses on Hazel Grace Waters, played by Shailene Woodley. Lancaster. Oh, Waters is Augustus' name. See, Susie, we're not real professionals here.
Yeah, there's no rules.
All right. Hazel Grace Lancaster, played by Shailene Woodley, who has terminal cancer.
She does.
She does. The movie starts out with a voiceover, one of our favorite things. And
Hers wasn't bad.
No, and I assume, was a lot of this taken like from the book, word for word? It felt like it.
It is very, very, very true to the original book.
It felt like it. And we did Twilight with the guys over at Fright Pub, also based on a young adult novel. And from what I understand, from what Lauren was saying, they pulled a lot of that dialogue directly from the book, did not translate the screen. I thought this did. It worked pretty well. It made sense, but it sounded like it was coming right from the book. But she's kind of given a spiel about everybody wants to think that everything works out the way it does in movies, and everything is like a romantic movie, and everything gets fixed by a Peter Gabriel song, you know.
Yeah, what like 17-year-old knows anything about Peter Gabriel?
I mean, if they've seen Say Anything, that's what she's talking about.
One of the biggest complaints about the whole thing is that teenagers don't talk like this.
There
is no teenage boy on Earth that talks like him.
Yes,
which
you
is
said
why
this
we
the
all
other day,
fall in
and
love
I
with
could not hear it the entire time.
Sorry. Yeah.
No,
Augustus is really bad. Like, I had a real hard time. It makes him sort of unlikable to me.
Yeah.
The way he is. Her not so much, but like, they're both well beyond their years as far as like the way they talk. 100%.
I had never even thought of the word oblivion until like the hangover after my 30th birthday party. And I guess if I had cancer,
I was going to say, are you likening
I guess the word oblivion would come up, but like,
yeah, things are probably different when you're about to die.
Yeah, okay.
I would assume. Maybe you have to grow up faster. You know what I mean? Though, like, I don't know. Fuck no. So we get this voiceover from. We cut right to the doctor's office where she's there with her mom, played by Laura Dern. Also, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I think we have more Jurassic Park alumni in this podcast, in movies, than, which I had no idea. Like, we get Laura Dern in this one. We've had Sam Neill twice. We had B.D. Wong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of Jurassic Parkers coming through here, which is nice.
Heck yeah, man.
It's fun.
Next movie has a fucking raptor in it.
I feel the love.
But she's in the hospital at like a checkup visit, and her mom's worried and telling her she's depressed, telling the doctor she's depressed, and she's denying that she's depressed. She's written Jesus Christ. She's read the same book. I know how to speak. I'm sorry. I'm not terminally ill. I haven't learned how to speak yet. She's been reading the same book over and over again. Just doesn't really leave the house. She's just down. Makes sense. You know, she's 17 years old and she's got cancer. She's going to be a little down in the dumps, I would say. And the doctor suggests she goes to like a group therapy session with like a bunch of other teens that are dealing with terminal illnesses. She doesn't really want to go, but her mom takes her. This is where we get Mike Birbiglia, who I saw he was in this movie. I didn't really understand how he was going to fit in.
He was playing the meatloaf.
He's insufferable. Except he doesn't really have the same arc that Bob had.
It would have been great if this ended with Mike Birbiglia getting shot in the back of the head. I love Mike Birbiglia, but
I do too. He's pretty insufferable in this. We get like a little backstory on him.
The pastor?
yeah, he was the heart of literal Jesus. He's a great comedian,
But he's not even a pastor. He's just
he's not a youth pastor?
No, he's just. I think he just leads this support group. Like they give the story on him. He had testicular cancer.
Like Bob.
Yeah, he survived.
His wife left him.
He lives with his parents now, and now he's decided to devote himself to helping people with like similar problems. You know, talking to cancer patients. And he's gotten real into Jesus. Like at one point, he makes like a giant Jesus rug.
So he did make that.
Yes.
Oh, he's on his couch, like he's cross stitching, like the cross stitch. The cross stitch is like.
I thought that's what that was.
It's probably like a 12 by 16 foot like rug.
How long did it take him to do that?
And then he rolls it out and kisses Jesus right on the forehead. But
he also rocks like a $3,000 guitar. Like that thing is nice.
Is it a nice guitar? Yeah. I didn't know. But he's in this basement with everybody, and he's talking. He's in. He says we're in the literal heart of Jesus. They're in a basement at like a community center or maybe a church, whatever it is. And he's just he's a lot, this guy. Like, he's more than he's one of those guys who you see him coming, you're like, fuck, here comes this guy again. Like, I don't want to talk to him, because he's gonna...
Yeah.
That's what made me think he was an actual youth pastor.
No, I don't think, he's just one of those guys.
Because if I see them coming, I'm like, oh, fuck, I
don't
talk to
run.
this guy.
No, he's the guy that does no affiliation with the church, and then just approaches you at, like, the gym and is like, hey, bud, have you heard the news? Have you heard the good news? And you're like, I'm just trying to fucking curl.
Yeah.
Get the fuck away.
In
case you can't tell, there's a guy at my gym that does this.
In my experience, youth pastors have all the qualifications of a cool guy, and they use them all for the wrong reason. It's all like, hey, man, I really know how to shred the guitar. You want to talk about God while I do it?
So this guy could have been a creepy perv, and it wouldn't surprise me at all. But he never ends up being. He's barely in the movie. But they go around the room and they're asking everybody to give their story, and they get to Hazel, and she just kind of stands up, tells her, this is what happened. We find out she was diagnosed very young, like 7 or 8 years old, I believe. And it was like bleak. Like there wasn't really hope for it. And they put her on an experimental trial of some drug, and it worked. And now they're calling her like a miracle. She's not better, but the tumors aren't growing. She needs an oxygen tank at all times. She can't really breathe well without it. She can't really exert herself physically, but there's a chance she could go on like this for a pretty long time, she says, where she could just survive and be okay. She has like an okay quality of life.
She's not running to catch a cab.
No.
But she can live.
Yeah. So she gives that whole story, and then she asks, I think it's a part of her voiceover. I thought it was funny. They ask, like, how are you doing? And she's like, do you mean besides the terminal illness? Because that's really, I don't want to say, this sounds bad. Like, she has cancer, but that's kind of her personality at this point in the movie. Like, because she is depressed, and it's like all she really thinks about. And they show, like, her at the mall and, like, seeing couples together being happy, and she just doesn't feel like she can have that. So I guess this is kind of, like, where her depression is coming from. Not that she has cancer, it's that she can't like be in a relationship.
And she's not in school anymore.
She's not in school? They don't really say that in the movie, do they?
That could be her personality.
No, she has her GED and is taking classes at community college.
That's right. So she didn't finish school. I mean, she finished school, I guess, technically, but she dropped out, and like I guess because of her illness, she couldn't
go to school all day.
Well, she's taking classes though.
Yes.
Well, she couldn't go all day. I don't. It's a little foggy. And help me, if there's anything that's in the book that might shed more light on things.
I feel like the whole community college thing was just to show us all how smart she is.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's 17, she doesn't have to be in high school anymore, she's already taking college classes. Like, a little pretentious.
Right.
Also,
for the kid with cancer.
I've known you.
Get over yourself, Hazel. What the hell's the matter with you?
I've known you both now for
straight down with me.
At least over a dozen years. Like, at least over a dozen years. I can say, like, I love you guys as friends, but if I found out I was terminal tomorrow, you'd never fucking see me again.
What?
Like, the credit cards are getting racked up, and I
we'd
am
party
in Belize
so
just
hard.
doing cocaine until I die or
Well,
something.
why
I
wouldn't
don't...
we come with
Yeah, you
you?
can take us with you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All
right, I got a new plan.
Yeah, okay, good. I was going to say, what
I'm
the
going
fuck?
to the doctor later this
Rude.
week. I'll let you guys know how it goes.
We get a scene of she comes home from therapy. We meet the dad, who's played by an actor. I don't know who this guy
Sam
was.
Trammell.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
He was in True Blood.
Oh,
He was
okay.
the actual
He was
good
the bartender
pick
in True Blood.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was like the Cyclops figure, the good guy that always got stepped over.
Oh, all right. Also, now we've got 2 True Blood. We have
that's
a
right.
Skarsgård in that one movie. They're catching
yeah.
up to the Jurassic Parkers. But she's talking, and he's asking how therapy was, and she's like, "I don't want therapy. Like, I'm dying. I want a fake ID. I want to be able to go to a bar and take pot." She says, and Dad's like, it's not how you do pot, but whatever.
Fortunately, at this point, you have to smoke pot, which with terminal lung cancer.
When was this? 2014? There weren't edibles
No,
at
they
that
had
point.
edibles,
Yeah, she could have done
right?
gummies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess she could have taken pot.
Actually, probably would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So, they convince her to go back. She goes back. She's actually about to get on the elevator, and there's a boy in the group session that's in a wheelchair, and he's taking up, like, the entire elevator. I don't say that like I'm being a dick. Like, he just really is. He's, like, sideways, like this fucking guy in his wheelchair. He's, like, sideways, and she's like, you know what? I'll take the stairs, which we find out she can't really do stairs. Like, she should have waited for the next elevator. And this is where we meet Augustus. This guy walks in, like a meet cute, like, bumps into her, like, apologizes, kind of gives her a look, and then he walks away and runs into a door, too, which we find out he's missing a leg, which at first I was like, this guy's a fucking klutz. And then 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, no, I feel bad because he doesn't have a leg. He's got like...
Well, did you catch the thing about stairs where, like, once people stop taking the stairs and take the elevator, they usually disappear from group
Oh.
because
What?
they can't walk down the stairs anymore because they're at the end.
Oh.
Oh.
So, like, that was the stairs thing was a whole
Oh, that's heavy.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Wow. But they get up into class get up into group, and they're all sitting around, and they start out with their talks. And we meet Isaac for the first time. Isaac is Augustus's friend. What's the matter? Are you going to cry right now, Suzie? you just sighed, like grabbed her chest.
He's actually probably my favorite character.
Oh, I loved Isaac.
Like,
yeah.
he is basically like eyeless McLovin.
He really was. Yeah.
He looked like McLovin.
Yeah, he did a little bit. But they ask Isaac to stand up, and Isaac tells, he's got, like, ocular cancer. He's already lost one eye, and the one eye that he has is a glass eye. And they're probably going to take the second one. He's going to be blind. He's like, but that's okay because I got a smoking hot girlfriend, and everything's going all right for me, so I don't need to see. And he's just so happy. He loves he's way into this girlfriend.
This kid's a rock star.
Fucking Monica.
Monica. Yeah. He's got a little chain around his neck with an M. Then he says, and I have great friends like my friend Augustus here who's sitting with him, and he's like, he came with me to therapy today. And then he sits down and Mike Birbiglia says, all right, Augustus, how about you? What's your story? And he stands up and he tells us all that he had cancer. And it was like, I guess, like a bone cancer, I would have to assume.
Yeah.
And they took his leg, so he rolls up his pan leg and he shows his prosthetic leg, which at this point I was like, oh, I feel bad now because I made fun of this guy for running into shit.
Why? He's like part robot.
His balance is probably a little off.
I'd be into that. And nobody would make me take the fucking stairs anymore.
He gives like this guy's a super optimist. Like he's just talking about how he's not going to live a less than extraordinary life. And when he's gone, he's going to be remembered. And he just wants to do things with his life. And he's in remission. Like he's fine now. He doesn't really need to be at the therapy. He's there.
He's all cleared.
He's there for Isaac. And also, I failed to mention this. He's got a real fucking staring problem. So they sit down.
Oh, he makes it weird.
He makes it real weird. Like when they first get there, we see Hazel kind of look over at him, and he is just staring daggers through her. Facial expression doesn't change. Like just
It's not like a sexy look.
I'd be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If that was, I would not go strike up a conversation.
not
I've
a
been
smile,
stared,
not
like-
a wave.
I'm sure Susie's gotten this a lot more. I've gotten it once or twice in my life, been stared at the bar like that, and I don't like it.
No.
Like, that is weird.
It is unpleasant.
Although, on an unrunning theme of this, side note, I got hit on by a guy at the bar the other day, and it was one of the best things. I turned around and told my wife, I was like, he touched me weird, like in the small of my back.
Listen, man, it's just nice to be wanted. I don't care who it is.
But
like,
that guy also gave me that stare, like from down the other end of the bar, and I was like, I don't know. He was like, I saw you here earlier tonight. I was like, I was here earlier tonight. I'm here now, too.
Someone noticed.
This is
and this
my
guy
wife.
and this guy was like, jackpot.
Yeah.
You are, CJ, you are what they call a bear.
Yeah. I almost caught me a Walmart Pedro Pascal.
But is that what he was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
In
wow.
Pittsburgh, I feel like that's a catch.
No, I'm sad I missed it.
Yeah, a Pittsburgh Pedro, they call him. So he gives her the stare, but she seems to be into the staring. Like, she gives like a sly like smile. Like, she likes that he's looking at her.
He's a really good good-looking high school boy.
He is,
So-
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
built
a
like a farmhand.
Yeah, he's a handsome fella. I mean,
Yeah.
nice leg, but yeah, he's a fine looking man.
Yeah. Oh, he gets to skip leg day. Like, his upper half is fucking
You're right.
jacked.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But so after he gives his big flowery speech about how he's going to be remembered and all these great things, Hazel decides she wants to get up and speak. And this is basically kind of like a fuck you to him, because she gets up and is kind of like, what scares her is oblivion. And that after this, there's nothing, and there's no one is going to, like, she's like, there was no one here before us. And she's like, I don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually there's going to be nobody here after us to remember you. And like, you're nothing. It's basically
Yeah, it was
what she's-
ultimate. Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, like,
It's pretty
nobody's
heavy.
going to be here in a million years to even give a shit
It
who you
reminds me
were.
of the goth girls from high school. Except for they weren't dying.
They just pretended
They were
to
just
be.
like Sylvia Plath dying.
Pretended to be. So they give, she gives her a little spiel, and she's outside waiting for her mom to pick her up, and out comes Augustus, and he's staring at her again, and she's like, what are you staring at? And he's like, what does he say? He's, I enjoy looking at beautiful people, and you're a beautiful person, so I'm going to look at you. I was like, this is fucking weird.
I wish she had a Spanish accent. Like, it would have made this better.
But we also see Isaac and, what's the girlfend's name?
Monica.
Over leaning up against
I
the
have
car.
a hate on for that woman.
Like making out, hardcore making out.
He was like mauling
Yeah.
her.
Oh yeah. At one point, he's like feeling her up, and I think Hazel's like, that has to hurt her boob, right? Like he's like going to town, and they have this thing. They just keep saying always to each other, and Augustus tells her that's kind of their thing. Like it's their I love you. It's just their way of saying like I'll always be here. I'll always love you no matter what. She's been with him since before he found out he had cancer. She was with him when he lost the first eye. She's gonna finger quotes be with him forever.
Yeah.
We find out pretty fucking soon that ain't the case. But he's, Augustus is talking to her and he's flirting, and they're flirting back and forth, and she's enjoying it. Then he pulls out a cigarette and puts it in his mouth, and she flips her shit. She's like, immediately is like, you just ruined this. How can you do this? Like, how can you support a company that caused what we all have?
What he does with cigarettes makes my stomach turn.
It's very
like,
strange.
it's not the not smoking it part, it's like halfway in his mouth.
It has to be all wet.
Oh god, it's like
Sorry.
chewing on a sponge or something, like.
And like, all right, so here's the story. It's a metaphor. He doesn't actually smoke them.
This is the first time I wrote "fuck your metaphors."
He pulls a Will Smith. He doesn't light it. It's for the look. I just bite it. That's what he says basically. So it's from fucking Getting Jiggy with It.
Oh really?
Well, that's a part of that song. That's what it made me think of. But he says, I take the power back essentially because you take this thing that has all this power, but you don't give it the power. But at the same time, Augustus, you're buying packs of cigarettes to not even smoke them. The Marlboro Man's still getting your fucking money, buddy.
Yeah.
And I assume. So this is the other thing. You said it's gross. Like they get soggy.
Yeah.
The ones he doesn't smoke, does he throw away, or does he put them back in the pack and then pull them out later? Like it probably stinks. They're probably wet. They're probably.
And honestly, you guys both know I was a very dedicated smoker.
Yeah.
Like, I love cigarettes. I quit, but I love cigarettes. If I have terminal cancer, I am smoking so many cigarettes.
Oh god, yeah.
If you're terminal,
Yeah.
Fuck
I'm
it.
going right to the worst vices.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to rob a bank. I'm going to smoke a ton of cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start walking around the worst neighborhoods in town and just try to get in fights and see what
Like,
happens.
Definitely day drink.
Oh yeah,
A lot.
Yeah.
You guys want a soggy cigarette?
No. No. Oh.
No, I want one that's on fire. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
Yes.
And, she's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. And he invites her home to watch he invites her home to watch a movie. So her mom pulls up and is about to, pick her up. And there's this very handsome, older boy with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And Hazel's just like, different plans. I'm going with this guy who I've never met back to his house to watch a movie. And Mom's like, have a good one, baby.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean...
She knows this, you gotta have some fun.
Yeah, which, none of us have kids. I don't even know how I would react if I had...
She wanted her to make friends.
Well, yeah, she wanted her to make friends, but at the same time, I get the feeling Mom is very much you don't got a lot of time, so I want you to experience, everything you can experience as much as you can in this, short amount of time. So if that means going home and making some bad decisions with this young man, then go for it, because you're not going to have time to do it later.
Lord Aaron's a rock star, man.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I feel about the mom. This guy's a terrible fucking driver. What is it with these movies where, every guy drives like an asshole?
So they leave this out. In the book, they explain that with his prosthetic, he can't feel pressure. And he
it is his right leg.
And he can't figure out how to drive left-footed. So that is the problem.
Oh, okay.
Why not just have that one line in the movie? I can't feel pressure in this leg.
That would make more sense, because they do kind of allude to the fact that he says that he took his test a few times, and then the instructor was like, you know what, it's not that bad. We'll get, and he was like,
it's unpleasant.
Yeah,
but not dangerous.
Yeah, and he said it was
it's like me.
And they were like, it's cancer pity, is what it was. That's exactly what he said. It's cancer pity, is why.
And she's like,
license.
yeah.
Makes sense.
I always feel bad because it just makes him look like he's a bad driver, and he just. He can't feel pressure in that part.
That makes a lot more sense, and I feel bad for. See, I keep making fun of this guy, and it's all because of his leg, and I'm a real ass.
I feel like I can still make fun of him.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a movie.
He just that driving was special, extra special.
But also, you can't learn to use your left foot. I'm left-handed. I learned how to drive right-legged.
Just take the right one off. You won't have any. You'll have room. Use the left.
Yeah, it's got to be something.
And I got to say, too, we haven't even mentioned, this was filmed in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Basically around this neighborhood, the South Hills.
Mm-hmm.
It's a menace in my own neighborhood.
But he finally gets home, runs over a trash can in his own, front lawn, and then, the neighbor is just outside shaking his head, what the fuck, this fucking kid. He takes her inside, meets the parents. The parents are those, obnoxiously happy, optimistic people.
Oh god, all the encouragements.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking Hallmark store exploded on their walls. There's just inspirational quotes and stuff all over the walls. And he has a name for him, what they call him, and I can't remember what he says exactly. But there is a name for him. It's not important.
Yeah.
But it's kind of their thing. This is kind of, I get the feeling too, everybody copes differently with, you have a loved one who's going to die, or you're going to lose them. Especially, like I said, I can't imagine a parent losing their kid. So, everybody's going to act differently. So I get the feeling these people probably weren't like this before, and then became like this as a result.
Super abusive before this.
I don't know if I'd say that, but I'm sure they didn't have all these...
They never liked cigarettes because they used to put theirs out on. You gotta laugh so you don't cry.
But he takes her downstairs into his basement. He's got a pretty cool little room for a teenage boy. Yeah, he's got a whole basement to himself, a whole room. And they're talking. She's wiped out. This is the first time we find out that stairs absolutely destroy her. The stairs. All right, I can't let this go. So we're sitting here, and I'm talking, and CJ just
I heard cool basement.
Abruptly grabs his phone and starts he looks real intent, he's Googling something. So I paused because I was I'm going to give it a minute in case he's got something to add. I don't want to get too far ahead. He just changed the fucking lighting down here. He can change the lighting on his phone.
Oh yeah, it's all nice and purple now.
It's moodless.
It's actually called "You've Got Mail's Purple" on my phone.
You've got a pretty cool basement too, CJ. But we find out that the stairs wipe her out, which I don't know. She went downstairs. Is that hard?
No.
Yeah, all she did was go down and flight of stairs. I get it later, but the downstairs thing, I was I don't know. So he kind of gives her a minute to get herself together, and he asks her for her story, and she says, "I've already told you," because we get a big, kind of a extended flashback of her getting the treatment, getting diagnosed and all.
Oh, they gave up on her.
They gave up on her.
Yeah, that was hard. That was
Yeah.
probably the first time I started welling up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, because she's giving up. They're
I'm not
giving
going to
up
be
on
a mom
her.
anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like, imagine your mom telling you, like, it's okay, go to the light.
Yeah. But she had already told him this part of her story, and he says, well, tell me your story. And she goes, no, I already told you. He goes, no, like, tell me, like, what you're passionate about. Like, what are your hobbies? Like, do you have any weird fetishes, he actually says. She's like, yeah, guys with one leg. It's a thing.
Yeah, as of today, actually. It's weird.
It's a thing.
The way you took those stairs was real sexy. I can't do it like that.
But she tells him that this thing is her book. It's called Imperial Infliction. Not a real book. This is a fictional book written by a fictional author, Van Houten. What's his first name?
Milhouse.
Peter Van Houten. And this is a book about a girl with cancer who passes away. And this is like what she obsesses over. This is the book that she's been reading over and over again. We see clips of her like circling lines. She quotes it. This is like her whole life is this book. He says, well, I'll make you a deal. I'll read your book if you read mine. And he gives her a novelization of his favorite video game, Counterinsurgents.
Nice.
Yeah. And she says, she's like, all right. She goes home and she's reading this book, and there's another little like montage of her just checking her phone like over and over again, like waiting for this guy to text her back. She gave him the book, and she's waiting.
It's kind of rude. Like, time is of the essence for both of these people.
Well, not him. As of right now.
Here's something we usually ask toward the end of this.
Okay.
I gotta ask you guys. I'm gonna ask you early. You think this one's got legs? Like, are they still gonna
Jesus
be better? I'm sorry. This is so fucking sad. I can't not do it.
First of all, did you say does this one have legs intentionally?
Yes.
Okay. Well
You're
played.
going to hell with me.
I don't think this relationship has a leg to stand on, if you ask me.
No.
But there's the checking the phone montage, and eventually she like can't wait anymore. Time is of the fucking essence. So she texts him, and she's like, "Nothing. Like, tell me, like, you haven't finished the book by now." And he says to her, like, the book just ends, like, in the middle of a sentence. He's like, "What the hell?" He's like, "I'm still processing. Like, I'm trying to figure out what to even say about the book." And then he calls her, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to come over. I need help." And we see Isaac in the background, like, having a complete fucking breakdown.
Oh, he's losing his shit.
Yeah. So Hazel's like, all right, I'll be right over. She comes over to help. We find out that Monica has broken up with Isaac.
Hater.
He is going to have his other eye removed, so he is going to end up being blind. And she said she couldn't deal with it, and she wanted to do it before the surgery as opposed to after, because then he would have never saw it coming.
Motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm sorry. But he's having a bad time. So it's actually fun. They're trying to cheer him up. Not even cheer him up, but like help him get like his anger out. And first he tells him, "Watch, you gotta kick something." So he gets up and goes over and like kicks his fucking PlayStation or something. And he's like, "Whoa! Like, please don't do that."
Something cheap, man.
And he gives him a pillow, and this is like probably one of my favorite scenes. Everything with Isaac I really like a lot. I like Isaac a lot.
He's so funny.
And but he's in the background just punching this pillow, like screaming into it, like just full of rage. And they're trying to have like a conversation in front of him, like they're talking about the book and stuff, and he's just in the background like flipping his shit.
I like it. It's a cool dynamic. Is like she is completely off balance by this whole situation, and he's just like, "Yeah, it's Tuesday." Isaac rips my room apart. Like, he's trying to talk to her, and she's like, can't even comprehend what's going on.
Yeah. And eventually he's like, you know what? The pillow's not working. You need something that breaks. And he goes over to his trophy, because we find out that Augustus used to be like really good at sports. He has all these trophies all over his wall. And
Which is even sadder.
Yeah.
It's like track and field trophies.
And he starts giving him trophies. And he's like, just break these. And he's just over there like, I'm wondering where this kid's parents are at. Like, they're upstairs probably, but he's like breaking them over the fireplace mantle, like just snapping them in half, just destroying. There's a funny scene where they're talking again, and he walks across the room and comes back with the biggest fucking trophy I've ever seen. And he's like, "Hey, Augustus, this one okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And he starts just beating the shit out of that one. But during this whole scene, we find out they start talking about the book. And Hazel says, because Augustus is like, I need to know what happened. Like, the book just ends on a sentence. This girl had, like, the mom and dad, like, all these different people in her life. Like, what happened to them? Like, was there ever a sequel? She says, no, the author's a recluse now. Like, last thing he ever wrote, and he's in Amsterdam now. And, like, no one's heard from him. I've tried writing him a bunch, and, like, I've never gotten a response. Cut to, like, a few days later, I guess, and she's in bed, and he calls, and he starts reading her this email. And it's from Van Houten. Like, saying, hey, thank you for your correspondence. Like, I really appreciate that you read my books. And
that's a fucking move.
I will say, I will say this.
We're hanging at the bar, and one of you guys is like, yeah, I got this favorite author. And, like, 3 days later, I'm like, hey, I got a letter for you from him. Like, that's
yeah,
ballsy.
Kid's got moves. I mean, for sure. He's definitely got moves.
Yeah. If someone had done that for me in high school, I would have been done.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
I don't know if anybody would ever, like, just R.L. Stein.
Honestly, as an adult, as an adult woman, it would work.
Yeah. No, seriously.
And she's just like,
somebody comes in and they're like, look, CJ, I got Shel Silverstein wrote you a letter. I'm just like, hand job in the bathroom, bro. Let's do it.
Do it.
Shel Silverstein. This is the man that launched 1,000 hand jobs.
That's a really random.
It was the first one that came to mind.
You like the beard?
Yeah. Let me show you where the sidewalk ends.
This is completely, all right, this is totally off topic. Everybody out there, do yourself a favor. Just Google an image of Shel Silverstein. The man is terrifying. Like, he doesn't look like he should be writing children's books. But it's beside the point, but just do yourself a favor. Maybe I'll throw it on the Facebook page for no reason. But she's like absolutely in love with this, and she asks, like, would you mind if and he's like, it's already in your inbox. Check your inbox. I sent you a copy. So then she takes the email that the email was sent from, and she starts writing too, and he responds to that too. So this is all through, we're told the assistant. That's how Augustus got a hold of him in the first place. He found the assistant's emailed them first, and then they passed it along to Van Houten.
Yes.
Which we'll find out. This comes into play a little bit later. We get like a dating montage, basically. We just get like a couple little scenes of them watching movies together. There's cute little, like, I reach out to touch something and so do you, and we brush hands. There's just, it's building the relationship in like a montage sort of situation. She gets an email back from Van Houten saying that, he appreciates her writing, and he can't really tell her what happened to all these characters she's asking about in writing, because then she could steal it and write her own book and yada, yada, yada. But if you ever find yourself in Amsterdam, look me up and we can have a conversation and talk about this, and I'll tell you everything that you want to know.
I get this as like my least favorite trope in movies is like when they don't finish the movie. Like, you're a professional ass writer, have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like at the end of Doubt, when you're like, what the fuck happened? Did he do it? Did he not do it? Like, maybe 1 in 10 movies it ends like that I can actually get into, but like, what was the one with Leo DiCaprio? Inception. It ends with that. I wanted my fucking money back. Like, I was so into that movie until the last 3 seconds.
At no point during that movie did I have any idea what was going on.
You weren't supposed to.
So for all I know, it did end. I don't know.
So, also totally off topic of this movie, but fun story that revolves around Inception a little bit. Not only was A Fault in Our Stars filmed in Pittsburgh, so was The Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got to be an extra in that movie. Not that you'd ever see me on screen, but there's a scene where they film a giant football game at Heinz Field, which is where the Pittsburgh Steelers play.
Oh, yeah.
So you were able to sign up and go down there and do this. That movie directed by the same guy that did Inception, Christopher Nolan. So we go down there all day. It's a whole day thing, just sitting in the crowd reacting. They're blowing stuff up. Pretty cool. Towards the end, Christopher Nolan comes out with a microphone and actually does like a Q&A with everybody in the audience. It was kind of there was a lot of cool stuff. So at one point, someone asked him, Mr. Nolan, could you please, can you tell me what happens at the end of Inception? No. That was like his answer. I was like, this
he doesn't
know either. Yeah.
He got to the end and he couldn't make the decision.
He has no clue.
Yeah.
But after she finds out, she talks to Augustus and is like, oh, I just, if I go to Amsterdam, I could get all these answers. And he's like, well, don't you still have a Make-A-Wish? Like, use your Make-A-Wish. And she's like, I used it already. He's like, don't tell me. It was on Disney. She's like, I was 8 years old, whatever. Like, I wanted to go to Disney, but I got to meet Daffy or Goofy and Donald Duck, whatever. It was cool, and he's just like, that's like the worst. That's what everybody uses their Make-A-Wish on.
I meant to look up how Make-A-Wish works. Like, they go into some details on this that I'm guessing are real. Like, because he's like, I still have my wish, and I'm like, but you're not terminal.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Do you get to keep it, or are they like... no, man, you're not getting that wish anymore. Like, you're got your wish. You lived.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, right.
But they call them genies?
Yeah, that's what I saw that too. It took me a minute to register.
Well, I'm wondering if they weren't allowed to say, like, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
But he says, well, no, because he doesn't say Make-A-Wish. He just says you used your wish. Huh?
Oh,
so it's like
gotcha.
the Genie Foundation.
Yeah, because I did Google Make-A-Wish genies, and all I got was, like, the genie from Aladdin, like, a bunch of shit. Like, there was no, like... Because I was curious about that.
Robin Williams handing out money to homeless men.
Because I was curious about that, but genies grant wishes. So if you type Make-A-Wish genie, then that's all you get is, like, legit genies, not... anything
Magic
about
lanterns.
Yeah, nothing about the Magic or Make-A-Wish Foundation, so I don't know if that's accurate or not.
It's just some weird copyright thing.
Yeah. Hazel has to go in for an MRI, like typical MRI. Nothing really happens here. Like, I was expecting bad news because I was like, why are they putting this MRI in the middle?
They wouldn't let her take that steel oxygen tank in with her, I can tell you that much. That would have absolutely ripped her in two and thrown her through a wall.
And she also says that, the key to an MRI is lying completely still, and it was almost impossible that day. I guess this is just to show that she's very excited. When they get back from the hospital, Augustus is there waiting for her, and he wants to take her on a picnic.
And has tulips.
Yeah, he has flowers.
Yeah.
This guy's good.
The Amsterdam tulips, right?
Yeah. And he meets the dad for the first time, and he's wearing a basketball jersey that dad likes. So automatically, he's got points with the dad. He's doing all the right things.
Yeah.
That was my dad.
Yeah.
If you wore a pirate shirt, you could literally punch me in the face. And my dad would be like, "But he's a pirate fan."
I'm taking my daughter out. I'm taking this broad down to the game. Good boy.
Sports sometimes overcome everything.
But before they go on the picnic, he invites, or she has to get ready. So Gus and the dad are inside, chatting, and the dad's basically just kind of warning him, hey, she doesn't have a lot of time. So, more or less warning him, not stay with my daughter, but more you're setting yourself up to get your heart broken. She's not going to be around. If you fall in love with my daughter and you start dating her, she's not going to be here maybe in a year or two.
I think this would be the best case scenario is this guy's also in the game, the Big C game. He knows this stuff. He knows about Oblivion. Maybe he should be dating my daughter.
He does, but at the same time,
you could do worse.
He's in the clear right now, so he's.
This big old legless farm boy can do well by him.
But he kind of warns Gus, and that he doesn't. Nothing really happens from that. They leave to go on their little picnic. We find out that Augustus is still a virgin. This comes up, and he draws a little diagram. She's like, "I don't believe you're a virgin." And he draws a little circle in the dirt and a little circle in the circle, and he goes, "See that? This is the circle of virgins." He's like, right there in the center, it's funny guys with one leg. We don't get a lot of action. Which all you got to do is go on an internet chat site. I'm sure there's probably tons of people out there clamoring for that sort of thing.
There is definitely got to be people that are
There's
just
a whole Law and Order episode about it.
Oh yeah,
there's a whole Law and Order episode about everything. But he takes her to this park, which is a pretty cool park. I don't know.
Definitely not in Pittsburgh.
Is that in Pittsburgh? Yeah, we just somehow missed this amazing Dutch park.
Or it was a field, or they built that in Pittsburgh. Because a lot of the sets and stuff they built in Pittsburgh, they may have set that up, but they should have left it.
This is supposed to be Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's this.
I've been to Indianapolis, not this pleasant.
Really?
I usually have nice things to say about places I've been in, but Indianapolis is the only place where multiple people tried to fight me for being on a sidewalk.
Oh, well.
And at different times. I don't know why. And I'm just I'm an adult. I don't want to fight you. I'm on a sidewalk.
That's me in Philadelphia.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Philly's they
want to fight.
They're in the middle.
They
fight each
this
other.
This is post
they fight
Super Bowl.
everybody.
They're trying to put the town out right now.
But he takes her to this park. It's this big, skeleton. It's a playground with, these... The kids play on bones. He calls it Funky Bones Park. It's pretty cool looking. I wished it was in Pittsburgh. I was I'd go check this out.
Hell yeah.
But they sit down for their picnic, and he tells her that he never used his Make-A-Wish. Which this is to your point. I wrote in my notes, like, did you still get a Make-A-Wish if you're okay now? Like, I'm curious how that works. Like, why they would...
Like, it doesn't seem like
it doesn't expire.
But if you were the wish genies, wouldn't that be a real dick move to take the wish back? It's like you're better now. So.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't look good for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So he decides to give her his, and they're going to go to Amsterdam. But that night, she has like an episode where she wakes up in the night, can't breathe.
This is where we get Laura Dern in a towel.
No,
12-year-old CJ started crying.
Not yet.
Jurassic Park CJ.
She's not in the towel yet. She comes in the towel later.
Oh,
but
she's in her PJs in this one.
Yeah, like mom and dad rush up, and
still there for this.
And there's like this very dramatic, like a lot of slow motion, like dramatic music, like picking her up out of bed. They rush her to the hospital, the ER. They wheel her in. She's in the hospital. They're keeping her there for treatment. Dad comes out at one point, and Augustus is in the waiting room. He's there to see her, and Dad tells him, which is kind of like I didn't know how I felt about this. Dad's like. Augustus is like, oh, I came to see her, but they said family members only. And Dad's like, yeah, you should probably just go home and get some rest. And I'm like...
That really bothered me.
And me too, because, like, Dad could have got him in, right?
Yeah.
This is how I felt. Like, yeah, like, if you're family, you're like, I want him to come in and see my daughter.
Who's going to say no to the patient's dad?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, it seems like he doesn't want Augustus to be there
But
now.
it happens again the other way around.
Yeah.
It does. And I wonder if that's just, like,
Which was also not cool.
At the same time, I wonder if it's, like, the parents trying to, like, protect the kids. Like... You know, she's already been through a lot. Like, maybe she doesn't need to see him right now. And also, like, maybe he doesn't need to see her like this, like, kind of situation. But it wasn't handled very well, I didn't appreciate it. It was more like a stay away from my daughter kind of thing, which he never gives off that kind of vibe throughout the rest of the movie. But at this point, he does, and it felt weird to me. And
he becomes, like, cool dad after this.
Yeah, he's cool dad for most of the movie. They're cool parents. Like, Laura Dern, this guy, like, nice parents. I liked it. You know, she comes to... The parents come in and say, hey, like, there's no new tumors, no new growth. Like, this was just an attack. Like, you know, this is just a thing that happened. Like, we'll get through it. Then they're sitting with, like, a big panel of doctors, like, later on. Like, they're all in, like, this room, and they're explaining to her what happened. And it sounds to me like it was a lot of medical jargon, so I'm not 100% sure here. But it sounded like the experimental treatment is, like, keeping the tumors from growing, but it's making her breathing difficulties worse. So that, like, they feel like... I think they're taking her off of the experimental treatment because it's doing harm at this point. Yeah. Is that what I gathered?
I couldn't figure it out, especially because they said no one's ever been on it this long.
Yeah.
So we don't have any idea what the long-term...
Yeah, and I couldn't really tell...
effects are?
I couldn't really tell if they're taken off of her or not, because she looks over at Mom and Dad are, like, all of a sudden, like, really, like, holding hands and, like, shaking almost, and, like, you can tell, like, they're like, oh, no, this is it. It was that kind of thing. Yeah. And that's when she has the flashback to, like, being in bed as a little girl, and Mom's like, just go towards the light, sweetie. like, it reminds her of that. Like, it reminds her of, like, okay, they thought I was going to die then. They think I'm going to die now. Like, but then I didn't really get a good understanding of what was happening. Because after that, like, I mean, she doesn't seem fine. She has cancer, obviously, but, like, throughout the movie, like, it's pretty much business as usual, like, from what we've seen up to that point.
She's pretty good.
Except they tell her she can't go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yes. She asks if she can still go to Amsterdam, and they tell her no, like, you can't fly.
Which she seems absolutely shocked because, like, I think she, like they were saying before, the whole, like, you get things because you have cancer. Like, they're telling her no, and she's like, what do you mean no?
Yeah.
You don't tell me no.
The doctor's like, you're stage 4, like, you're having breathing problems. You can't go in a plane, like, to another country. She's like, well, they have oxygen on the plane. He's just like, no, absolutely not. Like, it's just not going to happen. Which also, too, like, when we find out that it doesn't matter anyway, but, like, it's not up to the doctor, really. Like, he can't stop you from fucking traveling.
Yeah,
no, he can't.
Like, if she wants to go, she can go. But they tell her no trip to Amsterdam, so we get a couple scenes where Augustus is trying to get a hold of her. He's calling the house. And at this point, Dad's answering the phone and, like, trying to get her to talk to him, and she says no, and he says, all right, she's asleep, and she's not answering texts, like, she's not answering anything. And she says to the dad at one point, like, I'm more trouble than I'm worth. Like, I don't want to cause him trouble. And the dad's like, no, you're right. Like, I feel the same way. Like, I think we might just, like, take you to an orphanage and drop you off and leave you there. Like, he's funny. Like, he's a cool...
Yeah.
And then he's like, that's ridiculous. Like, we're always going to be here for you. Like, no matter how much trouble you are, basically. Like, you're our daughter, and Gus cares about you. So she calls him. She's sitting out in the yard looking at, like, the swing set, and she's getting all emotional. she calls him and says, like, she wants to go to Amsterdam and she doesn't want this particular life that she has. And for whatever reason, the swing set's making her sad. She says it's a swing set
Probably
that
should have got rid of it whenever, I don't know, she turned 10.
Yeah, because she's like, my
Got
dad
cancer or couldn't breathe anymore when she stands up. Like, why is it still there?
You should still be able to swing. She's like, my dad built it when I was a kid for me, and now it just makes me sad. So Augustus is like, well, I need to see this sad swing set. So he comes over, and they sit on the swings, and she pretty much breaks off like any kind of chance of a relationship at that point. She says, I'm a hand grenade that's going to go off at like any minute. And it's up to me, like it's my responsibility to
yeah, I felt that.
To minimize the casualties.
That was a painful line.
Yeah, and so he's like, all right, I understand. And there's scenes in this movie where they text back and forth, and they appear as like little cartoon like word bubbles, basically. And she says, thank you for understanding, that we're just friends now. And he goes, okay, and he understands. Like, he's not a dick about it. And he still wants her in his life. His opinion hasn't changed at all, which he basically states in a few scenes from here that they may say they're just friends, but he's not just friends. Like, she says they're just friends, but that's not how he feels.
And that's where the okay turns into their version of always.
Yeah.
You guys notice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
okay.
keep saying okay.
Yeah. Whenever they say, and they go, and at one point in the movie, they actually say, like, maybe this is our always.
Yeah, which is usually later in a relationship when you say something to your loved one and they're like, okay.
I was going to say that, honestly. If I'm just saying okay over and over again, things are fucking not okay.
Yeah.
Like,
they're not okay.
Yeah, you might want to go somewhere.
Yeah. I've stopped using words. I'll just,
She's checking her email and she gets an email from Van Houten saying, I've spoken to the genies. And it's, we're expecting you on the 4th, and we're excited to see you. Here's all the plans. And she's like, what's going on? So she yells for her mom. This is where Laura Dern comes out in the towel. Because
This is your moment.
Now, I'm going to bring this up on the big screen. But this was big for me. Like, 12-year-old CJ watching Jurassic Park, this was... Laura Dern was everything for about a year there.
But also, think about, like, her mom heard her daughter call and literally jumped out of a shower and ran.
Yeah.
Like, that's a mom with a kid with cancer.
Yeah, and that's...
Think about if you did that to your mom.
She'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, but...
You come here.
And I think she says, or she runs in with the towel, and Hazel's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to, like, do that. Because, wasn't, like, that kind of a thing. And she's like, everything's fine. And she tells her, like, did you not cancel the plans? Like, did you let them know? And she goes, listen, we figured it out. Like, it was going to be a surprise. Like, I haven't told your dad yet. So I was waiting. But now you know. We've got, like, an oncologist in Amsterdam that we found that can be there if we need him. We made all the arrangements. Like, we're going. So they leave. They're leaving the next day. It's just dad doesn't go. It's just mom, Augustus, and Hazel. Augustus shows up in a limo.
For 3 days.
For 3 days, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like a flight out.
That's an awful
day,
flight
and then
that's
for
lot.
a 3-day trip.
You've been to Amsterdam, right? Yeah, that's a lot of travel.
It's like a 7-hour flight.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, and then on top of that, you're terminal. Yeah. So it's got to be rough.
I didn't have cancer.
Yeah.
And it still was awful.
After hour 5, you wish you did.
That's what I mean. But Augustus shows up in a limo and he says, like, I told the genies, I was traveling in style. So he's like worked out this whole Make-A-Wish trip for them. They get in the plane and he's got like the cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and the suitor's by and she's like, sir, what are you doing? And he's like, oh no. Hazel goes, it's just a metaphor. And she goes, well, that metaphor is not allowed on this plane.
I love this. I loved her.
This is
just like, fuck your metaphors.
Yeah, pretty much. His cigarette is like your chapstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always have a chapstick in my hand while I'm like...
Yeah, like CJ's got a binky. So like when we're recording, he's got...
I'm literally chewing on this thing. Like,
yeah, but this is kind of like... So you can tell as soon as he loses that, he starts to get real nervous about the plane. He's never flown before. And they take off, and he starts freaking out, and Hazel holds his hand. It's a sweet moment. And then they watch Aliens on the plane, which I appreciated.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Like, they show the best part of Aliens, too.
Yeah.
The best lines.
Mm-hmm. They get to Amsterdam. They find out there's a fancy dinner booked. All this is paid for by Van Houten, supposedly. They find out that like he's made all these arrangements for them when they were visiting. So mom gives her like a really nice dress. Augustus shows up in a really nice suit. And everybody splooshes. Like mom splooshes, Augustus splooshes, Hazel splooshes when they see each other. They look good.
Cleaning crew had to come in.
They take a little boat ride through Amsterdam to get to the restaurant. And they get to the restaurant. And they pull out all the stuff. The bottle of champagne, which is, they say is on the house. It's on us. And
this server.
He's good. Like, because honestly.
Dude, he's like the ultimate aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Like I want to pay this guy to just wingman for me at a dinner.
I wrote, they come quickly, I'm tasting the stars. That was my first note that I wrote.
Yeah.
So the movie's almost over at this point, Susie. But yeah, so there's this whole thing about, and I don't even know, maybe you know what he says exactly. Oh, that's the guy that invented champagne, right?
Yeah.
That's what he told people to do.
Perignon? Is that who invented it?
Yeah. But yeah, this server's great. And I didn't understand it at first because I was like, if I'm like in like this fine dining, like 5-star restaurant in Amsterdam, and I see like 2 teenage Americans walk in, I'm like, fuck me. Like, they're not gonna, like, this is gonna be a pain in my ass all night. We find out Van Houten has paid for everything, so he's already probably been tipped and taken care of, and he knows, like, you know, everything's handled. But they eat, and they have this nice little date. We find out the story on his suit, which I thought was kind of, not really depressing, but, like, interesting, is that she asks if that's the suit he wears to funerals, and he goes, no, that suit's not nearly as nice as this. He goes, before I had my surgery to remove my leg, I told my parents I wanted to get a really nice suit. And she said, so that's your death suit. Like, that's the suit you were going to be buried in. He was like, yeah, pretty much. And she's like, I have one of those too. Like, I wouldn't wear it out on a date. But he's in the clear. Like, he's not going to die at this point. Like,
it's a nice fucking suit.
Yeah, don't let the suit go to waste.
I gotta say, like, all the suits, every time I need to wear a suit, I just go to Goodwill and they have really fucking nice suits because guys my size don't last long. And they got nice fucking suits. I'm on a weight loss journey right now, but honestly, that's going to be the sucky part.
It's not being able to find those big suits anymore.
Fuck yeah, man. Like, I got nice pinstripe ones, silk lined, like, fucking, you go to Goodwill and the suit section is all 2X.
I've only ever had, like, one suit in my entire life. Because, like you, we're both, like, men of unusual sizes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 6'6", like, I'm a big guy. Like, it's hard to find. Like, you got to get, like, tailored. Like, and I don't have tailored.
Fuck yeah,
like,
man.
I can't just...
Go to Goodwill, man.
Maybe.
Look for the heart disease section.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of which, they start to have an afterlife discussion at dinner, and he's kind of asking her, do you believe in God? And she says yes. Do you believe in angels? She says no. Afterlife, maybe. And then he starts talking, and he says, well, you know, I believe in an afterlife, because if not, like, what's all this for? Like, you know, she's very pessimistic, he's very optimistic. She's all about oblivion. He's all about, like, you know, there's got to be something after this. And then he tells her he's in love with her. Like, just, like very matter-of-factly, just like, I am in love with you, I am in love with you, I am in love with you. Yeah. And neither one of them I don't think I've ever drank before.
Yeah.
It's the impression I got. But from there, they just go home. Next day is the day they're going to meet Van Houten. They get on a bus and they take a trip to this guy's house. Right before they go inside, she goes, I'm so excited I can barely breathe. And in my head, I went, it's probably the cancer. but then I felt okay because Augustus was like, that's different from any other day house. I was like, yeah, so he gets it. He knows.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you're good.
So they get let in to Van Houten's apartment, and it is a pigsty. Like, there are just, like, letters littering the floor. And this is Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe plaes Van Houten.
I really wish I would not have looked at IMDb before this.
It would have been such a surprise, right? Like, I did not expect to see him in this.
Fucking Dafoe is here to save the day.
Yeah, but not really. So the assistant's like, hey, they're here. And he's like, who's here? And he's like, Hazel and Augustus, like the people you've been corresponding with. And he goes, they're American? Yeah. I left America, so I would never have to see Americans again. Send them away. And he's just a complete asshole.
Yeah.
Like a drunk.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but our notes.
I wrote, he's a dick, and you wrote, total dick, nightmare. It's true. He's a dickhead. And, first of all, he's all disheveled. He's wearing, like, pajama pants, but in, like, a suit jacket.
Yeah.
Like, I dug the look, actually. And,
he's drinking scotch at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, scotch and soda. He sits him down they sit down on the couch, and he's sitting there, and they're trying to ask him questions, and he's just like, out of nowhere, you guys like Swedish hip-hop? Which I thought was great.
Okay.
Swedish house music.
I got to derail this again. We're going a little long today.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you guys if you've ever been in a drug deal before. But this brought me back to, like, being a high schooler and being like, yeah, man, my cousin Derek's got, like, weed. We can go to his house. This felt like a high school drug deal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you go in, a guy's wearing pajama suits and a jacket. He's just talking about the weirdest shit. He's obviously on drugs way more strong than the stuff you showed up to get. And then, like, in the middle of it, it's like, hey, you want to hear some Swedish hip-hop? Like, this felt like this gave me flashbacks.
There
to, like,
used to be a house on 15th Street that was like this.
Yeah.
Like, exactly.
Yeah, you go in, you
down
do, like,
to, like, the Swedish
It
house.
might be the house.
and all you're thinking is, like, I just wanted to buy a little bit of weed. And this guy's going to ruin my afternoon.
And can I also just point out that, like, I've always been afraid to meet my favorite authors because of that. I'm afraid that's going to happen.
Yeah?
And it's going to
really?
ruin everything.
I say don't meet your heroes. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a lot of times they disappoint, but this guy was definitely a disappointment.
Right. So far, the authors I've met have all been lovely.
Oh, yeah?
But it's almost always against my will, though. Like, I don't want to meet them.
But, you know, they're trying to get answers from him, and he's blasting this Swedish shit, which, honestly, it was a banger. I enjoyed the Swedish hip-hop.
I did too.
I gotta look it up, because I'm gonna
The
try.
soundtrack for the whole movie's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and find this Swedish hip-hop artist and listen to this music. But Augustus gets up, and he's pissed off, and he turns off the music, and he's like, are you messing with us? Like, we need to know, like, what's going on. And he won't answer any questions. He's just very rude.
He offers them scotch.
He does offer them scotch.
Yeah.
Hazel at one point says, listen here, douche pants, is what she says to him. And she's like, you know, we don't need this. Like, just very upset that, like, this guy's such an asshole. And they go to leave, and he, like, pokes his head out, and he's like, have you ever stopped to ask yourself why you care so much about what happens to the people at the end of this book? And basically, like, she's just trying to find out.
Yeah, she missed the whole fucking point of the book. It's not about, like, there wasn't anything. Like, he says it. He's like, they're fictional.
Yeah.
He's like, there was no other thing at the end of this.
But I get...
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Don't cry on me.
We don't have any tissues, do we? I get where she's coming from, because she sees herself as this main character, and she has all these people in her life, like her mom and her dad, people she cares about, and she wants to know that they're going to be okay when she dies. Like, that's what she's looking for. And she doesn't have that. Like, the book just ends, and then you don't know what happens to these people. And this is, like, her big fear. We find out even more later that, you know, she thinks, like, her mom is just going to stop existing once she's gone. Like, this is what she's afraid of. That, like, no one's going to be able to carry on with their lives after she's gone.
No, I was looking sad because when I read this book, I cried so hard that my husband said, you know, these people are fake, right?
Yes.
So,
they're not real.
yeah, he had to deal with that.
But this assistant who had, like, let them in the house and was talking to them, and she was very nice to them the entire time. She comes running out, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I thought that it would help him to meet someone that, like, writing has, like, done something for them. And, like,
she's the one that orchestrated this.
Yeah. And she's like, you know what? Like, I'd hate for this day to be ruined. Like, how about
I'm sorry.
What?
Let me just say what she's about to say. You guys have obviously had a bad day.
Yes.
Would you like to go to the Anne fucking
Yes, I was going to
house?
say, yes. Like, I know this has been a very depressing day for you. Like, we could probably go see, like, some fucking cool fountains or
We
something.
could probably make it worse.
I know.
Also, there's a shit ton of fucking stairs.
Yeah.
So,
I hear you're dying soon. You
We
want
could
to
go
hear
to-
about another girl that died? Unfortunately, way too young.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Say, this lady didn't read the room, but they're like, okay. So they go to the Anne Frank house. And there are a lot of stairs. Like, the assistant goes in and is like, comes back out. She's like, hey, sorry, but there's not an elevator.
This was almost comical.
Why would there?
Yeah, why would there be an elevator in the Anne Frank house?
Which, did you go to this while you were there? This museum looks... I would
No.
fucking love museums. This looks...
We skipped it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you.
So I don't know how that... I mean, it obviously wasn't the real Anne Frank house, but when I was in high school...
It may have been.
Well, no, not what that's all I'm talking about. Like that, I think... No, that wasn't. I actually read that online. The real Anne... They did film some of this in Amsterdam. All the interior shots are on a soundstage in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
The Anne Frank house would not allow them to film
Thank God.
in the Anne Frank house.
Oh my God, that makes me feel so much better.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but when I was in high school, we took a trip to Washington, D.C. to the Holocaust Museum.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a whole recreation of the Anne Frank house that you walk through in there. So I got to do that. That was
I must have missed that part.
informative. But I think it was like a traveling, like I don't think it's always there. If I remember correctly, it was like a special exhibit.
Yeah.
So, but there are a lot of stairs, and this is kind of like
a comical amount. Like every time you're like, oh, thank God that scene's over.
Yeah.
Now they get steeper.
Yeah. To the point where there's eventually a ladder.
Yeah.
But every set, they're kind of like, are you sure you want to do this? And she's just like, yeah. Like, this is like her just being like, I'm going to do it no matter what. They get all the way up to the top, to the attic. And they're looking at like pictures on the wall, like the people that like died, and Anne Frank and her family. And then Augustus like just walks up and they just start making out. And I had a problem with this because I don't think you should make out in the Anne Frank house.
Everybody seemed into it.
They got a round of applause.
They got a slow clap.
Yeah, it was strange. This whole scene.
I don't get the clapping at all.
I don't either.
Under any circumstances and anywhere. Like if you were smooching in a mall, no one around you is going to clap. Why are people clapping?
But like, I mean, read the room, read the situation. You're in fucking Anne Frank's attic.
Yeah, and it was like grown men that were like,
yeah,
bravo. And I'm like, you just saw two teenagers kiss. Like, why are you clapping right now?
Literally, that place is for solemn silence. That's it.
Yeah.
Someone wrote in a review, like, how did nobody at any point tell someone this was in poor taste?
Yes.
Like, how did it make it all the way to the big screen? Like, out in the world?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one said, like, this is a little gross.
Maybe we'll just have them hold hands sweetly and quietly.
But hey, good news is they did save the sex till they got home. Because our next scene is because that would have been a real weird move.
So where did Anne sleep?
Where's the Anne Frank bed? But they go back to the hotel and they make love. It's like a sweet scene. Like they're kind of like obviously both virgins, like have never had sex before, like kind of figuring things out.
I like the fact that she takes her oxygen off. It's the first time in the movie they show her without it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, it's getting real. Like maybe she doesn't need that for this, and then she immediately has to put it back on.
Like
she's like, oh no, I can't do that.
Yeah, she's like, I can't breathe. He's like, oh. I was like, if you couldn't do the stairs, like you're not going to be able to have sex without your oxygen on. It's just not going to work. Gus wakes up in the next morning and she's gone. She left him like a sweet little note with like the circle of virgins. And he's out of it.
4 different notes about kissing in the Anne Frank house.
I do too.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. It's quarter of the page.
Yeah, it was a thing. Yeah. They go to breakfast with Mom and they tell her about their day and they leave out the sex part. But I think Mom kind of knows. And then Augustus she wants to go like sightseeing and do some tours or, check some things out. And Augustus asks her if it would be okay if they had some time alone. And I'm like, yeah, the whole fucking day yesterday. Poor Mom. Yeah. Has come to Amsterdam to be with her daughter, who's not long for this world, and she's barely fucking seen her.
She's high as shit. She don't care.
Who? Oh, you think over there that's what she's been doing when they're not?
It's Amsterdam.
Yeah, you're right. But they go for a walk, and they go sit down on this bench, and Gus lets her know that like right before she had her attack and went to the hospital, he had like a pain in his hip, and got taken into the hospital, and he has cancer all through his body. Like, it has returned. It's in his chest. It's in his leg again.
He lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's exactly what he says in the end.
I was both very saddened by this, but also, like, very, like, fuck yeah, I called it from the beginning. Like, he's going to be the dead guy. Yeah, like...
Oh my God, I was so freaking surprised.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It felt so much like she was just too
for
obvious.
Her to die. I was, like...
Not for him.
Emotionally ready for her to die.
But not him.
He was just too optimistic.
But they sit and she says, she goes, "Oh, you're not sick. You just got a touch of the cancer." She says, and she like holds his hand and lays her head on his chest and like she's like, "It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this." But they do that. It's nice. This part I almost cried here too, just because of his acting. His acting was really good in this, like where he was like trying to hold back crying, and he had that like weird like when you cry and your mouth is like and like you can't like control your mouth, like your mouth muscles just go weird. He was doing a really good fucking job. Yeah. And I was like, this kind of made me want to cry watching him cry. But I didn't. They're back in the States. They're in Augustus's basement, and Isaac's there, and Hazel's there, and he's getting chemo like on his couch. Like he has a port put into him, and he's got like the bag hooked
it's
up.
a pretty common thing.
Yeah. Isaac has both of his eyes are gone now. He's like blind. He's wearing like some sweet like Ray
This
Charles.
is where I started crying for him.
Sunglasses.
And then I started wondering if teardrops.
You know what,
still work
Isaac? Isaac's my favorite character because he like never gets him down.
Fucking A,
like
man.
Monica got him down, but like the losing your eyes, like he was like, whatever. Like
I love the fact that he blind guy's sixth sense is a woman with large boobs.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, she's got huge boobs, and they're like, how do you know? And he's like, I know.
And he's like, I'm blind, but I'm not that blind. I'm like, that's not how blindness works. Like, yeah, he's talking about like a new girl in the therapy class. And Isaac kind of spills the beans to Hazel. He's like, did you write it yet? She's like, what? And he's like, oh, and Augustus has to tell him. He's like, I want people to speak at my funeral when I die. I want you both to write a eulogy for me. And she says she'll do it.
Here comes the last 30 minutes of CJ sobbing at 6:30 in the morning on his couch.
They decide, like, they ask Isaac about Monica, like, have she called you at all? And he's like, no. She's like, then you have to have surgery to make sure things are okay? And they're like, no, I haven't heard from her. So they decide, Augustus is like, do you have $5 we can use? And she's like, yeah. And then this was the most unbelievable part of the movie. They went and bought 2 dozen eggs for $5. I was like, holy shit, this was a different time, wasn't it?
America!
But this is the other thing I like. Isaac,
the good old days.
Yeah, Isaac's in the back seat, and she comes out of the store and gets in the car with like 2 cartons of eggs, and he goes, eggs?
Yeah.
Like the guy can smell raw like eggs in a shell? Like he knew they were eggs. His senses have immediately gone from like the Daredevil like fucking I can smell like eggs that haven't been cooked. I don't think eggs have a smell when they're in the shell.
No.
But he knew. So they go and they just egg Monica's house, which I really like because they're like telling Isaac like where to aim and like how far to throw. And the mom at one point comes out and they basically threaten her until she goes back in the house.
Imagine you hear eggs hitting your house. You step outside. There's a blind guy, a guy with one leg, and a woman that obviously has cancer. And I would also just be like, no, they're good.
Yeah.
Like, I'll hose it off later.
But I like that Augustus is like, man, we may not be much, but between us, we've got 4 eyes, like 4 lungs that work, like 5 legs. And we're here to egg the fuck out of your house. I suggest you go back inside. And she was like, I'll clean this up later.
Yeah, like, that's the right move.
Yeah. Hazel's in bed and she gets a call from Augustus like late at night, like she's asleep, and she answers it, and he does not sound good. He's like, something's wrong with him at a gas station, like I'm in bad shape.
Oh.
Yeah, she goes, he's in the car. He said he was going to get a pack of cigarettes because he lost his, and he said he wanted to do something for himself because I guess he's kind of been getting like babied and everything since then. He wanted to be able to do something on his own, and he doesn't feel well. And she pulls up his shirt, and like his port where he was getting his chemo is infected. And he starts, like, vomiting in the car.
Yeah.
Doesn't want her to call 911, but she does. So they take her to the hospital. He's in bad shape. Like, this is where the mom comes out, you know, Augustus's mom, and Hazel's waiting in the waiting room. And she won't take her in to see him either, but she lets her know that they're going to take him off to chemo, which is basically, like,
yeah.
you know.
Chemo's a motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's
like,
if they're stopping treatment, that just means that it's not helping, and there's not a lot of hope for him.
Yeah, I know people that have done the chemo thing and say now, like, hey, if it comes back, I am not doing that again. Like, it is a fucking freight train on your body.
Yeah. He does come home from the hospital though, and he's in a wheelchair, and they bring him home, and Hazel's waiting for him. She wheels him all the way to the skeleton park, which I was like, how is she doing this with her fucking oxygen? Like this, now she's got to push this guy around and she can't breathe.
She just lets him go down that hill.
But she gets him there and she sits down and she has a bottle of champagne. And he's just reeled down. Like he's starting to talk about oblivion now. And he was always the optimist.
Yeah.
And now he's like, no one's going to remember me. Like I thought I was going to have this special life. And she's like, I am going to remember you. Like that should be good enough. Like I love you. Your parents love you. Kind of like, he just doesn't feel special anymore. He's feeling down.
Yeah, it's understandable.
But she tells her, she's like, I love you and I'm going to remember you. And then we get like another little voice over from her. It's a thing with people that have cancer. They call it the last good day, where like it's the day where like the pain's not so bad, like you actually like feel pretty good. The only problem is like you don't know it's your last good day until it's your last good day. And then she gets a call from Augustus, and he sounds really happy, and I was like, oh fuck. like this might be the last good day. There's a little bit of foreshadowing here. But he wants her to meet him where they used to have the therapy, like where they do the which
church.
It is a church, yeah. Where they do the
literal heart of Christ.
Literal heart of Christ, where they have the therapy session. So she goes to leave, and Mom's putting dinner on the table, Laura Dern, and she's like, "You can't leave. You have to eat. You have to take care of yourself." She's like, "I have to go."
This scene fucking destroyed me.
Oh, I like this scene. This was actually like,
well, this is her figuring out the whole point of the whole thing, like. Life will go on without her.
Yeah, but that's what she needed to hear. So I wasn't really upset by this. I thought it was good because I thought this like helped ease her fucking fears and all the worries that she had. Because she yells at her mom like, "Once I'm gone, you're not going to be a mom anymore." Because that's what she had said to her like when she was dying. Yeah, and the mom is like, she tells her like, "I've been going to school for like." Casework. Like, I want to help people that are in the same place we are. Like, if you're not here, like, I'm still going to be your mom. She's like, but you know more than anybody. Like, you can live with pain. Like, it sucks, but
my
like.
morning coffee literally started tasting salty. At
Jesus.
this point. Like, it was
I thought this
pouring out of my face.
I like this scene. And
I don't think I've cried harder at another movie.
Oh, wow. But why didn't I cry? I think there's something wrong. But I thought this was nice because then, like, Hazel like looks at her and is like just gives her this big hug, and she's so happy that she's like planning for a life without her and like has a plan and isn't going to be like this shell of a person. So then she gets to leave. She goes to the church, and Augustus has decided that he wants to actually be able to hear like what they're going to say to him. He wants to have a pre-funeral, so he gets to see like what their eulogies are going to be. Like he doesn't want to miss it. So this is where I almost cried.
Almost, you heartless fuck.
This whole trope.
What?
Like of like wanting to hear your eulogy or like writing letters.
Oh, is this a thing?
Writing letters to explain, that like it irritates me. It feels really precious. Like I want to hear. I don't know how to explain why it aggravates me so much.
I want to hear what you think about me. Like, I want to hear it now. Like, because I don't want to be not there. Like, I want to hear all the nice things you say about me while I'm alive and not.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't dig it.
It feels really self-indulgent.
Yes, that's the word.
That's the word I was looking for.
Which, I mean, honestly, if there's anybody to indulge,
I know.
Man, I mean, give the kid a fucking bone, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, man.
But Isaac gets up first, and he does his, and his is like just like Isaac you'd expect. Like he's the funniest character in the movie, really. And his is comical. He talks about how when the scientists of the future come with my robot eyes, and they want to give me an ability to see again. Like I'm going to tell them no, because I can't imagine seeing a world without Augustus in it. Ugh. And then he says, but no, really, like after that, like I'll take the eyes probably, because I don't want to fucking see. Then he like really kind of breaks down just over their friendship, and that's when I almost cried, because it's always the friend love that gets me, like watching Isaac choke back tears. And then Hazel gets up and she does hers. Help me out. Hers was like about math. Like I don't know. I lost the point of hers. She was talking about.
It's the infinities.
There's different lengths of infinities, and like she says, like in the short amount of time we've known each other, you've given me a forever.
Yes.
Yeah, sort of deal. It's nice. Like,
like there are infinite decimal numbers between 0 and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been better.
And that is their time together. When most people would have the infinite decimal numbers between like 0 and 10, basically.
I mean, critique a eulogy. She could have done better.
Yeah. A little less math, lady. Like, we're not here for class.
A little less math, a little more love.
And then they cut to her in bed, and voiceover, Augustus died 8 days later. And the phone rings, like the house phone rings, not her cell phone, and she immediately knows, like, oh, somebody's calling the house. And it's like after midnight, like, Augustus is dead.
That's not good.
Yeah, her mom and dad come into the room, and she just starts bawling. She tells a little story about how, when she was in the hospital, a million times they would give you hey, is your pain level 0 to 10? What is it? And at one point she told the nurse that it was a 9. And the nurse told her, I knew you were a fighter because, you gave a 10, a 9. And she says, well, I was saving my 10 for when I needed it. And she says, this is a 10. Like, Augustus being dead is, like, the worst pain she's ever felt.
Yep. At this point, I started applying the chapstick to under my eyeballs.
Jesus. We cut to the funeral. They're all sitting there. Fucking Van Houten shows up. Like, the guy walks up next to her and looks down, and it's Defoe. And
he's cool as fuck.
Yeah, he really is cool.
Like, he literally walks up, he's like, this is the part where we all fake pray.
Yeah. He goes, we need to fake pray now. And they both, like, bow their heads. And,
he's drinking, like, a flask at the funeral.
Yeah, it's hard not to like him at this point. Like, I didn't like him in Amsterdam, but at this point, I was like, you came all the way here for the funeral. Like, give him a few minutes of your time.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. The priest calls up Augustus's special friend to give the eulogy.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like they didn't... And she gets up there and she's like, not that it matters, but I was his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's the living in sin.
You're allowed to have a girlfriend.
Well, like, yeah, but I don't know. I look, I can't defend it.
It wasn't like he was like, and now the girl he fucked that one night in Amsterdam after they made out in the Anne Frank Museum. Like that I can see you might want to fucking censor, but not his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But she pulls out like the eulogy that she gave, and she realizes that it's not like, she says, the funeral isn't for the deceased, it's for the family and like the company that's there. So she basically gives like a flowery speech about, she brings up the parents.
She gives like a Hallmark canned.
Yeah, she brings up like one of the signs in their house that says like, to have a rainbow, you have to go through the rain. And like, it's basically just to make everybody else feel better. She gives her little thing. She goes to leave. She tells her mom and dad that she just wants to go drive around for a little bit and she'll be home later. So she gets in her car and Defoe just like rips the door open and hops in. And we find out that, he says that like, Augustus had been like messaging him in his last days, and
they were still like antagonistic the whole time.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. He wasn't like friendly. Like we weren't friends, but he was messaging me a lot.
Yeah,
probably just harassing him in his dying days.
I have limited time left on this planet.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, let me get this shit under control.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real petty. He talks to her and he tells her that like his daughter died of cancer, and like she reminds him of her, and she's the girl the book was based on. So we kind of gather, without him much saying it, that like this is like one of the paths you can go down. Like this is what she's afraid her mom's going to become.
Yeah,
is what he is now. Is just like a recluse and a drunk and like just a total miserable asshole.
This was the one part I was kind of wondering how it went in a book, because I fucking love the fact that she's just like, yeah, don't be a fucking prick. Get out of my car. She's like, I don't care that
it was very true to the book.
Really?
Yeah.
Like it was. I did not. I was like, shit. Is she gonna hug him? And she was like, no, I don't care about your story. Leave.
Yeah. And before he does. Before he goes, here. You should read this. I think it'll explain some things. And he hands her like a folded up piece of paper. She's like, I don't want to read this, and like crumples it up and throws it on the floor. Isaac visits, and he's like explaining to her like he really did love you. Like he cared about you.
This is I just could not stop crying, but like all I could picture, like they have this loving moment where like she puts her head on his shoulder, and I just wanted him to honk her boob real quick. Like, because that's his whole thing.
That is
like there's not a scene that he's in and he doesn't talk about breasts.
Yeah, you're right.
And I just kind of wanted him to just be like, honk. Like to say it out loud.
But he tells her that like Gus wrote a letter and then sent it to Van Houten, and she realizes that like the paper that he gave to her at the end wasn't from him. It wasn't something he wrote. He was giving her back this letter from Augustus. She goes out, she gets the card. This is a printed out email, and it's him asking Van Houten to help write her eulogy. He's saying that, like, I'm a pretty optimistic guy. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a good writer. You're an asshole, but you're a good writer. Like, I think we make a pretty good team. So, like, if I write this, could you help me rewrite it? Which he doesn't ever do. Like, he doesn't rewrite it. He just brings her the fucking original email.
Well, he's probably going to make that offer in the car before she told him to, kick rocks.
Yeah, but it's very nice. It's like, it's him just saying, like, I don't regret any of my choices, and I hope that, Hazel doesn't either, and I loved her more than I could love anybody else. And at the end of the letter, just says, okay, Hazel Grace, and then she's laying in the grass, and she goes, okay. Fade to black. That's the movie. Man.
Visceral reaction.
You guys took this a lot harder than I did, but...
Yeah. Good Lord, you heartless fuck.
Well, Let's talk about it. Flowers, grand gestures, final thoughts on the movie, CJ.
Yeah, you know what I appreciate about this movie is that everything's so fucking ugly. Like we're all making like untasteful jokes right now.
Yeah, that's what we do.
But like I said, everybody's been through this, and this movie does not fucking glorify. Like, she even says when he died, he did not go easy. He went like crying and sad and miserable.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like watching somebody die. And you actually get like that last, like when you're with somebody that's like on, what do they call that when you're about to die?
Hospice?
Hospice. Like, they give you a fucking booklet, and they're like, here's your booklet, and here's how everything's gonna go.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this, like, wonderful 20 minutes of clarity at some point where this person's gonna come out of it and talk to you. And that's when you say goodbye. And I was like, oh shit, this felt, like, very fucking real to me.
And
like, I think that's why I was crying so much, is, like, every time I hear, like, one of these very realistic, painful things, I'm like, fuck, that's how it was like with this person.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Suzie, you read the book, and I was doing some research on this before I got here. And there's a little bit more of that in the book, I think, than the movie. Like, there's points where she sees him in, like, some pretty bad predicaments, like, where he, like, wets himself.
Yeah.
Throws up on himself. Like, just,
It's
like,
really...
Yeah, like, I think they left some of that out. It could have been a lot uglier.
It's not cool seeing, like, something.
A lot of it, there's all the chemo side effects.
Yeah.
Like losing hair... Yeah, the constant nausea. Yeah, it's the book's a little more graphic in that regard. Which honestly, I'm thankful the movie wasn't. It's brutal to read.
It was brutal to
especially
watch.
because they're kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know,
kids that talk like college professors.
But I mean, but really, but he's 18 in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like chemo's a fucking freight train of medical shit happening to your body. Like, it's like being run over by a car every day.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I appreciated that it made me want to curl up and die on my couch.
All right. Thanks for that uplifting message.
It's a very quotable, like a quotable movie. Like the tasting the stars thing, but then there's there's a famous one that's I fell asleep, or I fell in love the way you fall asleep, slowly, then all at once.
Yeah, that was nice. That was right after they made out at the Anne Frank Museum and right before they had sex.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I like the fact that somebody said something about leaving Isaac in the dark, and he goes, "It's all dark to Isaac."
Yeah.
That was a great line.
Isaac was like, "I'm not deaf."
As far as mine go, I like I said, it was filmed in Pittsburgh. Most of the stuff, the indoor shots from Amsterdam were all on the soundstage in Lawrenceville. Oakmont is where the driving scenes took place and where he crashed into the trash can. And I believe also where they egged the car. It's like a lot of the outdoor shots were like in little neighborhoods around Pittsburgh. The bench that they sat on in Amsterdam when he gives her the news that his cancer came back was stolen like 3 weeks after the movie came out. And they had to replace it. And it's become like this... like tourist attraction. People, fans of the movie, will go and like sit on the bench
and tell their
where this like horrible, depressing scene happened.
Where is it?
It's in Amsterdam along a river somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, all the outdoor scenes in Amsterdam were actually in Amsterdam. Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort, the two actors that played the leads, were the only two cast members that were actually flown to Amsterdam. The woman who plays the assistant is actually local to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And she flew to Pittsburgh to film the indoor scenes.
Oh, wow.
That she's in, yeah. But the only two American cast members that flew there were
Keep
the
that
two
money
leads.
tight.
Yeah, they didn't use anybody over there.
We got a budget.
Shailene Woodley got the part because she loved the book so much that she was writing letters to the director and the author. The author wasn't originally sold on her and didn't think that she fit, wasn't like his vision for who he wanted to play Hazel. But he was blown away when she read for him. He says, we were all crying. It was actually sort of bad, but it was hers from that moment on. So like she came in and just cared so much about the part that like she got it. And he said that, there were so many amazing additions for the role of Hazel, but Shailene's love for the book and her understanding of Hazel blew me away. So she fought for the part and got it.
Nice.
That's what I got. Suzie, anything else from you? Any
tissues?
Fun tidbits? Or
I know.
no? All right, well, let's chick flick it to a dick flick it. I'm going to go first on this one because I
right.
had a hard time with this because it's hard to. I mean, as much as we've laughed and poked fun and all this stuff, like
I had like 4.
All right, well, good. That's great. I should have asked to borrow one of yours.
I know.
I think really all I want to do is a full movie of Mike Birbiglia's character.
God.
Just like the sad guy who lost a testicle who's now like found Jesus and is just kind of pathetic. And just make it like a comedy. Like,
I love Mike Birbiglia.
or give me a movie where for some reason Isaac goes to Amsterdam and it's just him and Willem Dafoe like partying for like days straight. Like give me a Hangover-esque movie where for some reason Isaac ends up in Amsterdam and hangs out with Van Houten.
Hot damn.
That's all I got. I couldn't think of like I had a hard time just because of the subject matter. I really was like, I don't know what to do with this to like that would be in good taste. So now, CJ, you go ahead and show us how distasteful you are.
Well, there's the obvious Fight Club thing. I want these kids to start killing each other.
What?
Like they start in a group
Fight Club.
Yeah, well, they start group
And also,
therapy.
how is it obvious?
They're in a group therapy with an overbearing guy that had testicular cancer.
Yeah.
And as soon as that started, I was like, oh shit, like it's Fight Club.
Yeah.
I also wanted William Dafoe to not just when he comes to the graveyard. He's not actually there. He's just kind of haunting her now. Like she's got an imaginary Willem Dafoe because I want an imaginary Willem Dafoe.
That's fair.
But what I settled on was they're traveling all the way to Amsterdam to see her favorite author. On the plane ride, they're watching Aliens. I would have loved it if he was like, look, on the way back, we're going to see my favorite artist, H.R. Geiger. The guy that created all the artwork for Aliens.
He lives in Amsterdam, doesn't he? Around there.
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he's Switzerland.
So, I mean, that's like a car ride away, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Europe's small-ish.
This ain't You've Got Geography. It's You've Got Males.
But, like, we get this thing where it goes... Because, like, H.R. Geiger, very famous for all of his art, is basically penises.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's all penises. So we get an extended thing where it's basically the same Willem Dafoe scene, but it's H.R. Geiger instead. He's like, you want to see some penises?
With 100% more penis.
It's a literal dick flick.
It's a literal dick flick. Yes, you're with me.
All right, yeah, I'm sold.
All right, that's where I was going with it.
All right.
All right. Well, I already confessed that I had trouble with this, which is weird because normally I'm pretty good. But I think the car ride where he's just such a terrible driver really made me think of Natural Born Killers. And like, what if they just kept going?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like
life's unfair.
Oh, and
maybe we should end other people's
And he's always
lives.
like, I want to be remembered. What better way to be remembered than going like a countrywide killing spree?
Holy shit.
and like rob banks and
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
You become like the terminal Bonnie and
Do
Clyde.
you have like do you have like
How is that movie
someone you
made?
need to revenge against? Now's your time.
Yeah.
What are they gonna
Fuck
do to you?
yeah.
Yeah, really?
Don't
yeah.
write- don't
Are you
write
gonna give me
shitty
the chair?
letters.
Oh no. Yeah. All right. I like that a lot. That's good. All right. Let's Nick Cage it.
Yeah. Can I go first?
Sure.
I thought of a good one, because it's obvious to make him Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Not
what I
Willem
thought.
Dafoe. Make him the assistant.
Oh.
So, this got me thinking.
He
This
takes some
took me...
Ian Frankhouse.
This actually... This actually
You guys
took me
wanna see
out of it
something
a little
cool?
bit. Was I started thinking about, like, what if he was the assistant that was, like, you know, being so nice to them on the way, and he has this weird relationship with Willem Dafoe. And then it got me thinking, like, I went completely away from this movie, is, like, they should remake The Odd Couple with Willem Dafoe and Nicolas Cage.
They're both odd.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know which one would be
You
which.
need a normal one
Yeah.
for that to work.
Yeah. Which one's the weird one?
You need like Tom Hanks in
Yeah.
there somewhere.
Yeah.
I went on a whole journey away from this movie while I was watching it. But
Susie, I'll let you go first because we both decided to connect them. Or no. You know what? Let me go first because
Okay.
you did a few and I only did one. So in case we have the same one, you can audible. I decided to connect him through Shailene Woodley, Hazel Grace.
Oh.
She is in a movie called The Descendants with George Clooney. George Clooney is in From Dusk Till Dawn, also starring Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo, obviously, Con Air
oh yeah,
with Nicolas Cage. Well, that's mine.
So I would have put Nick Cage as the youth pastor, first of all.
That's also acceptable. He fits in
and he
anywhere.
would have had a much bigger role.
He fits in anywhere, really.
Yeah.
And I screwed up the connections thing because as soon as I thought of Nick Cage, Laura Dern. Why would it
Oh,
hurt?
yeah. No, that's perfect. You connect them as few steps as you want.
Yeah, I can't wait till we see that movie.
I don't think that's not on the list.
Loud at Heart? Isn't that?
That's
The
the
love movie?
That's the David Lynch movie, right? Am I wrong?
Oh.
Yeah, that's not really a romance.
Oh,
I mean, it's a weird.
I mean, you're the keeper of the list.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like a
assumed it
weird.
was on
Like, I
there.
mean, you could probably
So now I get to actually watch it. I don't
convince
have
me.
to
Yeah,
wait.
yeah. No, it's. I mean, everyone should see it. It's a great movie, but I wouldn't classify it as a chick flick.
Shailene Woodley and Nick Cage were also in a recent movie called Snowden, about Edward Snowden.
Nick Cage is in that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
When I was going through IMDb looking at everybody's credits, I saw that. Like, it's what Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think.
Yeah, that was a
plays
great
Snowden.
movie.
You gotta dig pretty deep into the cast, but he's in there.
Oh,
I
wow.
felt militant
How
after
random is
watching
that?
that movie.
That is
Yeah.
that is right. I wonder who he plays. All right. Well, it's time for ratings. CJ, rate it.
I'm going like 3.5. I guess it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I'll never watch it again, but it was a good movie. Like I don't.
Is it
Yes.
Yeah.
Loyal listener, Suzie, everybody.
Oh, it's hard to make it all the way to the end. You know, no.
sorry?
No, I mean this movie, like I said, it just felt very real, too fucking real at some points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 3.5.
All right. I am gonna go with. We're close with you. I think I might go a little higher, even 3.75.
All right.
I dug this movie. It is sad, even though I didn't cry. I'm not heartless. It's hard to make me cry. But I came close. Like if you can make me well up, you're doing a good job. Because that's usually about as close as I get. Is just like I feel the tears like tap dancing on the back of my eyeballs, but they don't come out. And that's where I was. Like I could feel that. It's well acted. Like the two leads, especially good chemistry. Even though we said. Yeah. I mean, if I take points off, it's just almost like the pretentiousness of the characters and the dialogue. Like that didn't feel real. Like it felt like their dialogue was written by a man much older than what they were, which it was essentially. Like it was, I don't know how old John Green was when he wrote this, but he was writing this with his own.
I am
verbiage.
5 months older than him, so he's currently 47.
Okay, yeah. So, and when did this book come out?
2013?
So,
2014?
So about 10 years ago. So he was like in his late 30s. Like that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That's how that guy would talk, not how, two kids in high school would talk.
Absolutely.
So, the dialogue was a bit much. They seemed a bit pretentious, but it was sweet. Like they were sweet together. It was it's a sad but sweet romance. I liked it. It was just, it won't last, CJ. It doesn't last. We saw the end of the movie. But yeah, I liked it. It was nice. Like you said, I wouldn't watch it again. It's fucking depressing. But they took depressing subject matter and gave it a lightheartedness at times. Like it was almost like, yeah, we're going to die, but we get it. And we can still have lives and we can still fall in love and we can still have fun and we can still do things we want to do. Yeah, I dug it. 3.75. I enjoyed it. Good movie. Good acting. Suzie, take us home.
I'm a 4.
That's good.
I'm not a hard reviewer person. I give everything good reviews because I'm nice. But it was a really good adaptation of the book, which if you're like a reader, there's a lot of fear when a book you really like is adapted.
I think it's like with any kind of an adaptation.
Yeah.
Because we're not readers, but I know anytime a new video game movie comes out or TV show, we're like, how are they going to ruin this?
I was really impressed by how well the adaptation was done, especially since I did just reread the book, so it's all fresh in my head.
And when you say you're a reader, like rough estimate, 10,000 books?
What?
In your life?
Yeah.
Like I mean, you're literally.
How many books you read in a week?
Your profession is based around
my
books.
My Goodreads challenge every year is 100, and I get it every year.
Oh wow!
In May.
No, you know what? Sometimes I gotta scramble at the end of the year and read like three children's books to like get to it, but I get there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shel Silverstein.
Yeah,
again.
I read a lot. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like you said, it's super. The cast is really good. It's really realistic. It obviously made me cry, but that isn't a thing because everything makes me cry. So I mean, also a cat video, if it's done right, will make me cry. So I can't base anything off of that. Yeah, I'm just a sap.
Cats with cancer? Fucking forget about it.
Jesus Christ. Just put me down.
I will give you props because you had read this book before and you came back for another bite of that apple.
I did.
Like, I would have been like, once was enough, really.
Yeah. Well, that's, what? That is drunk Suzie.
And then to read the book and watch the movie within like the span of how many days? Like,
I have some extra Wellbutrin upstairs if you want to take some home with you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. I guess we got to roll a movie for next week now. We are at 179.
All right.
Give us something that's not depressing.
Shit. I got number 7.
Number 7.
It's always either high up or really
That's my
low.
lucky number.
Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Meryl Streep, my girl Meryl.
I'm into this.
Yeah, me too. This can't be depressing.
Something tells me she doesn't air it out on the front porch in this one.
This is, well, what are you going to do, It's a musical.
Was that Bridges of Madison County?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wasn't ready for that scene.
Speaking of something that made me cry, Jesus.
Oh, that movie made you cry? I love that. That's honestly, of all the movies we've done, that's up there. That's one of my top ones so far.
The book is absolutely
I re-listened
brutal.
to our podcast of that recently, because that's how I masturbate now.
Jesus.
But I gotta say, my favorite joke that I have ever told on this podcast was the one on that where I said, that's how I want to die, and you said cremated and thrown off a bridge in Madison County, and I said, I don't want to be cremated.
I did. All right. Well, yeah, Mamma Mia. I'm excited. It's a musical that I doubt anybody dies in that movie. They could, but
yeah,
let's hope not. I don't know much about it. I just know it's
I don't
a
think
musical
it's going to beat
based
Sunshine on Leith, but
on the music of ABBA, which I'm not a big ABBA fan, but we'll see what happens. So, before I do all the plug-in, thank you, Suzie, so much for being our very first guest on You've Got
this
Mails.
is awesome.
I'm psyched. Thank you.
We would love to have you back at some point. If you can think of another really sad, depressing movie you want to guest on, let us know, and we'll put it in the list. Or a happy movie. It'd be nice to see you for, under happier circumstances. But really, fantastic job. We were so happy to have you. And I was a little nervous. We've never had a guest before, and I think this went fucking beautifully.
Wonderful.
So thank you so much. And until next time, everybody, wherever you get your podcasts, like us, subscribe to us, review us, give us a nice eulogy, send us off with some beautiful words.
Fucking A.
Follow us on Facebook. CJ makes that sweet meme. I can't wait to see who does with this fucking sensitive subject matter. That should be great. Probably shut down our Facebook. I'm going to have Zuckerberg on the phone. And email us at you've.gotmails@yahoo. If you can't email us, reach out to us on Facebook Messenger and say hello. We'd love to know where you're listening from. Other than that, I think that about covers it. Until next week when we do Mamma Mia, please stay romantic and don't be shit at each other.
Probably going to cry during that, too. Just out of sheer pain.